Hello and welcome to Scots United, where I, Scott, and my team of Scots, who are also me, bring you the latest in television, movies, and popular culture. So, we're going to start out a little grim, a little dark, but on a project that is really something incredible. So let's go to Scott and hear what that is.
So, I just finished the last episode of Chernobyl, and wow, what a miniseries.
Yeah, I've heard.
Not really news. The reviews have been great. It's like one of the best reviewed shows on IMDb. It's tremendous. Stellan Skarsgård, Jared Harris, Emily Watson, um, incredible cast. And if you feel like you're thinking to yourself, I heard it's good, but I don't know, maybe it's a little upsetting.
Maybe it's a little upsetting.
Yes, it is upsetting. And if you're saying to yourself, I'm not a history buff. What do I need to know about the Chernobyl disaster?
I'm not a history buff. What do I need to know about the Chernobyl disaster?
Really, because it is in so many ways so directly relevant still to today. I mean, it kind of is bookended, the beginning of the first episode and the end of the last, where I once feared the cost of truth. Now all I wonder is, what is the cost of lies? Something to that effect. Like, oh, the truth comes out, what will people think? What will people say? And this in the show is certainly fueled by the Soviet machine that could not accept any kind of wrongdoing, could not accept there were flaws or problems or mistakes, because that would be like, a flaw in the armor, and they could never admit that there was ever any flaws because they are the great and powerful Soviet Union. But, doesn't this sound familiar?
I think it does.
When the leadership of a country refuses to ever admit any wrongdoing, any mistakes, when they want to claim that everything they do is perfect and the best all the time, and that when people blindly follow that, they start not being able to trust that there is truth because they never hear the truth. And so then they have to start really wondering, what is the cost of lies? What is all this lie telling? What does it cost us as a nation? And that's certainly at the crux of this miniseries. And so it is also shocking and tragic and sad and harrowing and a lot of things. But it is also beautifully shot and beautifully performed. And, it's almost a shame that it's now come out after the cutoff for this year's Emmys, because it will now be eligible for next year. And I hope it isn't forgotten, because it is really just tremendous and really worth your time. The first episode is a bit hard to watch, and the second episode has its elements and it's emotional, but it's the kind of thing that is worth watching and should be watched.
Okay, so it's powerful, it's impactful, you should watch it. HBO Go, HBO, whatever HBO platform you've got. Check it out, 5 episodes. Really moving stuff, worth your time. And now for some lighter fare, maybe also a little dark, but on the easier to digest, depending on your taste. Let's go to a scary movie, and let's go over to Scott.
So I just watched the newest Halloween movie. The 40th anniversary one, I guess, with Jamie Lee Curtis.
And?
I mean, it was good. I'm not a huge horror fan, and I'm definitely not someone that has some kind of encyclopedic knowledge of the whole Halloween franchise. Definitely this one wanted to kind of cut out all of the extra stuff and just stick with it looks like you could watch the first and second one from the 70s, early 80s, and then just jump to this one and skip the rest, including H2O and all that other stuff.
Okay, so what's good? I hear Judy Greer's in this. I love Judy Greer.
I mean, part of those movies is about finding more creative ways for Michael Myers to kill people, or the Shape as he's billed in the cast list. But they do some interesting things. I mean, I definitely still thought it was enjoyable, and I enjoyed seeing Jamie Lee Curtis in this role again. And just seeing her kind of playing this non-victim who definitely was prepared and ready for this eventuality that she saw coming ever since what first happened to her.
So there's still some gas left in the old jalopy, one might say.
There's a few twists. One involving the doctor I thought was a little hokum, but overall I think it had some good surprises, and it was, well done.
Where are you, by the way?
I thought I had heard something down in the basement, and I was just coming to see if I could figure out what it was.
Jesus! Oh my god! Why? Ugh. Well, that is our episode for this week. Thank you for joining us. We will return again next week, as usual. And now...
Look. It's a rabbit.